Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Mindset Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a business and branding coach, feng shui practitioner. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Woohoo.
I am coming to you live from a different angle.
Very different angle today, Sandra. What is going on in your house?
Well, we're renovating the entire
before.
What?
We're skipping ahead.
What am I drinking? What am I drinking? You know what I'm drinking?
We're so distracted.
I know. This is the problem. I'm drinking from a can. And I am honestly, there is like everything is coming out of can. Cans are the thing. They are. Anyway, so I am drinking actually a Paloma. I have never had a Paloma, but of course you have them. And this is out of a can. So it's Edna's non-alcoholic Paloma. Grapefruit, lime, tequila extract.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to try it. I wish I had like a fresh chili pepper that I could put in there.
Muddle up in there.
Oh.
You see?
It's refreshing. It would be better without my toothpaste mixed in.
Probably.
But it is refreshing. I like it. And it tastes like tequila.
Without the tequila. Well, I am going back to an old faithful, maybe. Do you recognize it?
Oh, Empress Gin.
A little Prosecco and a little Empress Gin.
In the fancy glass.
In the fancy glass.
I love it.
And that's good too. But now you're making me want a Paloma, a spicy Paloma.
I know. I need to.
So, oh my gosh. So let's get back to this.
So first things first.
Yes.
This is still my office. I'm sitting at a different angle because I never ever have my back to the door, as we know, right? But this just happens to be the only spot I can really sit in my office. But back to your door, totally distractible. It feels like someone is going to come in on you all the time. Like, right? You never have your back to the door.
The thing is that it's not technically to your back because you can see it right now, or you can't.
Well, I can. No one is going to come in on me, but I still don't love it.
Yeah.
You know, it is
out
better
of the norm.
Than mirror. But yes. So anyway, so I got my back to the door. I did change my paint color. It is like a cream.
Oh.
And it was so blue before, right? Like it was it was an indigo, it was indigo blue is what it was called. Kind of a purpley blue. And so I changed the color and we are getting new flooring and I'm gonna put wallpaper behind me.
Oh, I love that. What do you?
The coolest wallpaper. And I think I told you that my feng shui story about like how when I was like 8, 9, 10, if my little tiny life felt really heavy, I changed my wallpaper. Like I would say to my mom, can we paint my room? Can we put up wallpaper? And one of the wallpapers that I always remember, it was like these big, huge purple and white flowers with black and purple, different colors, purple.
Yeah.
And we painted my room in this deep, deep, deep purple and to match this wallpaper. And I remember just feeling like I was a totally new chick. Like, you know, you just like, you get your room done and then you just sit in it and just like,
and just stare.
Just stare at it. It feels so amazing. It feels so fresh and so bright. And it feels like a new you. You've got new perspective, new view, new world, new life, new you.
Sleep better.
Oh, and you're just happy to be there, right? Like, and so.
But you have to go through this process first.
It's a nasty, it's not good. And I'll like, if anyone is watching, like, this is
construction zone. Yep. But isn't it kind of like life? The same thing in life.
Super messy.
When we're making changes, when we're trying to do something new, we're trying to learn something new, we're growing, we have a goal. We're tired of sitting here. Oh, it's time to move over there. It's all that process of ripping out all the old stuff, making a bigger mess than what we had, and going, what the hell am I going to do with all this? And then doing what you need to with the things. And then before you know it, the finished product is there, and you're sitting back going, I created this.
Yeah, it's super uncomfortable.
It's very, because we
Sure.
want to be there. We want it done, but we discount the value of the journey there.
And I feel as though this is something that I've been contemplating lately, is that I've been working on being okay when it's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I like things to be perfect. I like things to be like organized.
Yeah.
Not that my house is perfect all the time, not that I don't have a Monica Geller closet, not that I don't have a junk drawer, you know. Um, but
Isn't that normal?
I hope so. But I really cherish like things having their own spot, and like
Mm-hmm.
this, like just having a space that I feel good in, that I can be comfortable with. And like, I don't look around thinking that's a task. It's an undone task,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what clutter is to me.
Yeah.
And so, but one of the things that I noticed was that I was stopping myself in many things in life, in my business. I was stopping myself because I wasn't perfectly prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, if I was to go to write a post, let's say today, um, and I wasn't really inspired, or I wasn't feeling like doing it, the first thing that I'm going to do is look around, go, oh, I should finish those dishes. I should clean up my kitchen. I should really vacuum. And I go to clean my space, but it's like so that everything is perfect before I sit down to create.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then do you sit down to create?
no,
Mm-hmm.
that's the problem.
Yep.
So I've been really working on hard on taking action in the imperfection.
Yep.
And then you know what happens when you say this out loud to the universe. This was like about a week and a half ago. I was saying to myself, you know, like I'm noticing in my business, even like going out somewhere, I need everything to be perfect. If we're going to leave to go to visit my kids in Edmonton, I don't want to leave until the house is perfect so that I can come back to it being clean. Like just these little idiosyncrasies, and it's holding me back in many ways. And so I said to the universe, I am going to level up. I am going to take action even when it's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hit post even when I have spelling errors, even when it isn't perfect. I am going to go live even when I look like crap sometimes. And then what happens is the universe goes, oh, yes, I'm so excited for you. Let me give
Mm-hmm.
you the worst case scenario. And so I am in it. I'm like, every single room I've got in this house is disorganized right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see my dining room table because there are two box springs, two mattresses, and two beds in it in that
Yep.
room. My kitchen has some dining room stuff. My living room has my office stuff. All of these bedrooms have tools and boxes of like empty boxes and flooring and ladders and things.
Yeah.
And it's given me this great opportunity to know that the clutter is there and take action elsewhere.
Yeah. Or anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do sometimes just stand in the middle and spin. Like I it's just like I don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like I've probably been more productive this week than I have been because I've been intentionally knowing that the clutter will distract me and going and pushing myself anyway.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been a really transformative week for me, I feel like a really great week.
Well, because that's huge.
Yes.
Because we need the ability to go, there is chaos around me right now. Am I
Yeah.
gonna focus on that I cannot change in this moment? You can't get all that shit picked up off your floor until it's done.
Yeah.
It's
And
gonna be there. And if
what
you use that as an excuse not to show up,
Mhm.
and that's what we do in life all the time.
Well, and it doesn't have to be renovations, right? I have clients who will say that, their lives are just so chaotic.
Mhm.
And I always say, but is your life chaotic? Or is it the people around you?
Yep.
You're choosing to step into their tornado.
Yeah. And you
And that's
don't have to.
you don't have to. And you don't have to take action in when the emotion starts to rise
Mhm.
either,
Yeah.
like because it will. And so I can feel when the emotion is starting to rise in me and going, oh, okay, I'm starting to lose it. I can't, I've got nowhere to
Mhm.
sleep. I can't move. And then I think to myself, okay, this too shall pass. Like,
Yeah.
and I just wait until I'm emotionally regulated. But most of the time we don't. We have meltdowns in the moment, right?
Well, so you have a little bit of an advantage because you know there's gonna be an
I'm
end.
awesome.
Well, because you're awesome, there's that. But you know it's a home renovation and that it will eventually get done. Everything will be back in its place. It's gonna be beautiful and perfect, and you're gonna just walk around and just stare, and you've got more than one room to look at. So there's
Yes.
that. But
Yes.
in life, sometimes we don't see the end. What if it doesn't come? What if it doesn't show up? What if I'm wasting my time? What if, I mean, all the doubts and the fears because it's not in concrete. There's not a definite
Yeah.
timeline-ish. Your house renovations are different. They run late, but they get done.
But yes, but at the same time, I can convince myself I've got a lot of chaos.
Mm,
I convince myself I've got a lot of chaos with my kids or with um like any number of things, right? Like I can get in the spin cycle too.
we all
And
do.
and so but you're very right. Like it's my friend one time she had kidney stones and she said this is so much worse than childbirth. And I'm like, really? I feel like it can't be. Like she and I, neither one of us had epidurals or anything. We had no pain for our kids. And so I said, really? Is it really? And she goes, yes, because with childbirth, it's going to end.
Mm,
But so same thing, right? But
yeah,
with kidney stones, it could be it could be a long period of time that they come and go. And so it's the same sort of thing, right? It's
yeah,
like if you know there's an end, you can kind of hold
yeah.
on.
But there is an end to it all.
Everything there is, but
Yeah.
mine is just more visceral, like I said, more tangible, I guess,
And
right?
yeah, you're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
oh,
been
so exciting, not only to see how you feel, but what comes out of it. Because there's got to be some intention going into this space.
Yes. And I said to my husband, how will we show up in the world in this house?
Mhm.
Like that's what's exciting to me. And like
Yeah.
just feng shui wise. When we first moved in, we have bamboo floors and they're fairly yellow and we didn't love them, but we didn't feel like spending to replace them.
Sure.
So our whole house was white and we wanted to change it up. So I found this caramel color that we loved
Mhm.
and it really went well with the floor. But I ended up with caramel everywhere and dark brown accents. And I feel as though our house was so earthy.
Oh, yeah.
It can be over mothering.
Mhm.
Right? And so now it's the floors are gray, the walls are cream, it's more organized, it's more disciplined, it's more boundaries,
Mhm.
more organization. It
Yeah.
just
More
feels like
focus.
more focus. It's
Mhm.
going to be a totally new us.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And it's so interesting because we don't usually, well, I mean, we do, feng shui practitioners do,
Yeah.
but we don't see the how much the colors that we choose impacts our
Oh,
selves,
they're
our lives,
huge. Yeah.
what we can accomplish. Mhm.
And years ago, in fact, we were in our old house. Um, I took the office and it was when I was writing my book. And so I needed a lot of focus and it was in the children creativity area
Nice.
of the house. And I painted it silver.
Oh,
I mean, I painted it gray,
right.
but then I went over it with this metallic paint. Sandra, it was awful.
Oh, no.
It was awful. When I look back on it, at the time I was like, oh, this is so badass. But
Okay.
it was a freaking tin can.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
literally.
Oscar the Grouch.
And I would sleep until about 2, and then I would get up, and then I would be trying to work, and go in the office and sit in there. And then I had this cough that wouldn't go away. And so I'm looking in my book and Wood Becomes Water, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And it's talking about the metal in the lungs, like the
Mhm.
impact of metal on the lungs.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? Now, don't get me wrong, I was super productive, but I was kind of a bitch because it was just, I was so, got to do this, got to do that. I mean, it was that kind of mentality that I was in. So I recognized it and I felt terrible. So I went and bought some red fabric and made this big, giant triangle thing to put over the window, like a shade.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
And it was beautiful. And I hung beads on it and we put it up there because I thought, okay, that'll soften it. And because I didn't want to paint it again.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't have either. Like, you had a book to write.
Right. And
Can't be paid.
I put some fire in there to soften it and it did the trick. But I want you to be aware of your emotions as you make these changes, especially to something so different,
Mhm.
because you are going from earthy to more metally. And I know you because we're not that
Yeah.
different.
Mhm.
You go all in, girl.
I know. I feel like
And that isn't, there's nothing wrong with that.
look out family. Like I I can see it now. Like more rigid, more um yeah, more disciplined, more kick
Yeah.
ass, less accommodating, but
Uh-huh.
also less over mothering too. Like I
Mm,
feel like sometimes I've gone, too far on the other side,
sure.
which can happen with too much earth. So I'm excited about it, but I'm also very cognizant that we need some things to
Yeah.
tone down the metal, and yeah, so we'll
All this little
see.
touches in there. Oh,
I know.
cannot wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
I know. How
Um,
was work this week?
it was good. I had a patient that came back. She had been gone for probably a month. Her son graduated from high school, and so I hadn't seen her. So she walks in and like, oh my gosh, how's graduation? Because this is her baby, so they're empty nesters when they take him off to school. So
Okay.
she's tripping a little bit about that, but she's like, oh my gosh, let me show you. And she gets out her phone and she's looking at her phone and she's really focused on her phone and she almost looks white. And she goes, oh my God, it's all gone. It's all gone. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, what happened was she thought she was cleaning out her Google storage, like
Okay.
that was somewhere else. And it apparently wiped out her phone. And you could feel the life draining out of her. I mean, you know that feeling, you recognize it when you
Yeah.
see it.
Oh, yes.
And like for a moment, it kind of drew me in and I could just feel everything she was going through. And I was like, that is not mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's like, Leigh, I've lost everything. Everything. I've lost everything.
Mhm.
And I said, you haven't lost everything. You have your kids. Right now, you can't find your pictures. You don't know that they're gone. You know that they're not on your phone, but you don't know that you'll never see them again. Oh no, everything's gone. I deleted the trash can.
Yeah, dang. Oh.
Um, and so I let her sit there for a minute and breathe. And I said, I am so sorry. I know this feels terrible right now. And it looks like you are in shock. And because she couldn't, it was an out of body experience. I've had them before. I
Mhm.
recognized it when I saw it. And I hate that feeling because you don't know where the fuck you are.
I know.
It throws you. And so we sit and chit chat for a minute. And I'm like, you don't make up a story. I said, the story you're making up, and I shouldn't have said this, um, is a dopamine hit. She's like, this is not a dopamine hit. A donut is a dopamine hit. And I was like, same thing. You can't
Yeah.
hear me now, but you'll understand it one day. Because that's
Yeah.
all that drama is
Yeah.
feeding.
Yeah.
And the more you continue to sit there going, I've lost everything. Everything's gone. It's
Mhm.
not, everything is not gone.
Exactly.
Even when it's more than your pictures. But we kind of cut the visit short because she was not present.
Mhm.
So I'm like, go, go call the people, whoever those people are that can get into here and
Yeah.
see what they can do. If they're gone, and you're going to be fine. You will
Mhm.
take more pictures. But maybe there's some magical wizard on the other side that can restore all of this. And
Right.
she's like, okay, I'll try. I'll let you know. I'll call you as soon as I know. And I'm like, oh, she's going to cuss me out. And about an hour later, I get a text. Oh my gosh, I got it all back. They fixed it. I feel so
Nice.
much better.
Perfect.
And then my thought, and I didn't say this to her because she was in the vortex for a minute. I was not going to remove her so quickly. But
Yeah.
my question is, how much time do we waste when something like that happens that just completely derails our day or our moment or however long we let it derail it?
Yeah.
Instead of stopping and going, before I freak out and lose my shit,
Mhm.
let's look at solutions to this. And because if she had just said, hold on, picked up the phone and called the lady, it would have immediately resolved. Did she know that at the time? Nope. But
Yeah.
she's got a point of reference now when the next thing, because you know how life is, when the
Yeah.
next thing pops up that she would normally go to death,
Mhm.
that now she's going to go, oh, wait a minute. I don't really know what this means. Why don't I figure out what this means before I jump off the cliff or whatever
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And the time that we save, the energy that we save, and just how much better we feel
Mhm.
when we can take that approach.
Isn't it 90 seconds that an emotion will last if you don't feed it?
Yep.
Isn't that what it is, 90
Yep.
seconds?
It's not
And
long.
I have felt that, but I think also the majority of us feed it.
Mhm. Oh, I have
So
times I'll feed it, and I'm like, girl, at this point, it's just a
what
dopamine hit. That's all it
are
is.
you doing?
Mhm.
Yeah. Feels good. It's adrenaline, right?
Mhm.
It feels good. It feels good to be mad. It feels good to be fearful. And that's fucked
Or
up.
the
But it,
victim
oh, yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever it is. We've
Why is
we've had
this
them
happening?
all.
me? Why is this happening to him? What is going on? What did that look mean?
Yeah.
Why, why am I
Mhm.
always having to go through this? Like, oh my gosh, the drama, drama, drama.
Yeah.
And we get addicted to the drama and the trauma.
Mhm. And we say we hate it, but we continue to choose it over and over. And when we stop choosing it,
Yeah.
I don't think we ever completely give it up because I mean, like I just said, there are times I find myself in it going, really? But when you can, in that moment, recognize what it is and go, yeah, not today.
Mhm.
Not today, motherfucker.
Yeah,
That's where the magic is.
it
Because then we
is.
get to go do something that really matters, that will
And
really gain us something.
I feel as though one of the things that I've really worked on doing
Hmm.
is is allowing myself to feel that increase of emotion
Hmm.
and judge it and just wait
Hmm.
until it dissipates. Because I think too many people feel the emotion and go, what do I do? What do I do? Right.
Yeah. And the
And
narrative starts.
yes. And so if I can just feel it and go, oh, there it is. Okay, wait a minute, it'll go away.
Hmm.
And then it dissipates.
Hmm.
Then I can take action. Then I can think clearly. Then I can respond versus react.
Yes.
A lot of the time, if we don't wait for our emotions to regulate again, it's a shit show.
Hmm. Yep.
It is.
And our response is not in the vortex. And it's not what we would do if we could go back and do it again. It's like,
Exactly.
why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why did I respond in that way? Well, because you
Yeah.
didn't wait.
Right. Like when
It
emotions
was
are high,
pure emotion.
yeah, when emotions are high, intelligence is low.
Yep.
So I always wait until, yeah, no, not always.
Not all. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll lose it. But I'm really getting a lot better in recognizing in myself, like really noticing my talk track and my emotional,
Mhm.
what
But
is going on.
don't you notice the times that you lose it more quickly? Like after you do it, it's like, why did I do that? Why did I react in that way? What could I have done differently?
Yes.
What was that point that I let go and why? And
And I
kind of
don't
work. Hmm.
and I don't stay in it.
No. And then
Because
it's oh, I'm so sorry.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
bad.
So it might have been a week that I would be perseverating on something or
Yeah.
longer,
Yeah.
And so now it's like, oh, wait a minute. I can pull it back a lot faster.
Hmm. I wonder if it ever goes away. And I
I,
don't think it does. I think we always have this step one moments. I don't want this. What is it that I want? Let me focus on that.
I think Eckhart Tolle must too.
I don't know. I've watched a lot of him lately. I don't think he ever has a step one moment.
Really? He's just monk-like and no
Kind
response.
of.
Maybe. We
Yeah.
can aspire to that. I don't
Well, I
know.
don't know that that's what I don't know that that's what I want to be. I don't think I want to be that. No, I'm not knocking him. The stuff
Yeah.
that comes out of him is amazing. Like, so I appreciate that, but I want to live life and create and have fucking messes sometimes to go, okay, we're almost done with this. And not bad messes. I mean, I'm talking house messes,
Yeah, yeah.
construction. No, the good messes too. Um, I want to experience it all.
It
I
is
don't
so
need to be in monk state 24/7 in order to feel enough.
yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but
That's so true. Because sometimes there is such beauty in the mess. Like
yeah,
really, it's
the
and for me,
creation.
it feels like an unearthing of
Yes.
things I no longer feel serve me.
Yeah.
like a renewal and an earthing.
Mhm. I love it.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're done
We're done. Wow, that was
just for
fun.
today. I appreciate this. This was awesome. Cannot
Yeah, so
wait to see your house next week. And if it still looks like that, then that is okay
true.
because it will not look like that forever.
This too shall pass.
Yes. Thank you
Okay.
guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.